Bonjour, everybody. I'm Joshua Orro, the Mustang Prince, and welcome to Mustang Prince Oral Reports. Now today, I'd like to talk about one of my childhood favorite animated TV shows that used to air on Playhouse Disney during the 90s. Shows like PB&J Otter, Roly Poly Oly, The New Adventures of Winnie the Pooh, The Little Mermaid Show, and Bear in the Big Blue House were real classics. But my absolute favorite was Madeline. Now, for those who aren't familiar with the show, Madeline started out as a series of children's books by Austrian author Ludwig Bemelmans. To me, these books were really fun to read. And Madeline's animated TV show went from 1988 to 2001. And in my opinion, this show was a childhood wonder to me and my sister. It had good animation, wonderful characters, exciting adventures, and, like in most children's shows, cute and catchy songs. But then, in 1998, Madeline got her own live-action movie, which was a tad similar to the books, but different from the TV series. And then, a year later, Madeline got her first full-length animated movie, and that is the subject of my blog today. Released a home video on August 3rd, 1999, the movie is Madeline Lost in Paris. Now, in this movie, when her long-lost Uncle Horace from Vienna pays an unexpected visit to Miss Clavel's Parisian boarding school, Madeline is whisked away on promises of a wonderful new life and family, of which she's always dreamed of. But soon, Madeline realizes that her new life isn't as wonderful as she'd hoped, and she must use her own wits and courage to maintain the only real family she's ever known. So, what do I think of this? Well, why didn't I see this when I was a kid? I would have loved it. But, anyway, I'm glad I got a chance to watch it after I got it on DVD in 2012. And this movie really grew on me and brought back wonderful memories from the show. But, in order to explain why I love this movie, let's move on to Mustang Notes. Now, this movie was produced by Andy Hayward and directed by Stan Phillips. Now, in my opinion, the animation is absolutely wonderful. Plus, it almost makes me feel like I'm watching a longer Madeline episode. I also like how Paris is drawn in this movie. Also, in my opinion, the street where La Croix's lace shop is looks like a French version of Skid Row. Plus, some parts of the movie can be pretty dark and sometimes tear-jerking and nostalgic, because some parts of the movie do reference a few episodes. Now, let's move on to the songs in this movie. In my opinion, they're absolutely wonderful. Mostly, throughout each song, we do see head silhouettes of each of the characters, and there are also some cute visuals that accompany the songs. The first song is called Family, sung by Madeline and her friends while they're cleaning up the old house to prepare for Madeline's uncle's arrival. To me, this is a very sweet song. Plus, this song gets a reprise at the end of the movie. The next song is called We Can Sing, We Can Dance, sung by Madeline's friends. Now, this is my favorite song in the whole movie. The rhythm almost makes it sound like Be Our Guest from Beauty and the Beast. Plus, it does describe what the girls have learned throughout the show, like dancing, painting, reading, cooking, etc. Also, during the second verse, Miss Clavel, Lord Cuckoo Face, and Pepito's parents join in. Next is Something Is Not Right, sung by Miss Clavel, the girls, and Pepito, while they're searching through the Orient Express to find Madeline. To me, this song is very mysterious, and It almost reminds me of that song that Miss Clavel sang in the first episode when Madeline was crying from her appendix. Then there's Where Is the Hope That I Once Knew, sung by Madeline while she's locked in a prison cell. This song is very sad in my opinion. Now the last song is called Together, sung by Madeline and the Lace Shop Girls while they try to escape from the lace shop. Anyway, now that we're done with Mustang notes, let's move on to the characters and some of their voice actors. Our main character, Madeline, is voiced by Andrea Libman, who has voiced her since season 2. To me, Madeline is a strong, smart, and brave little girl, even if she's the smallest in her group. She's also very adventurous and good at making friends. One thing that she does in this movie that I found very smart was dropping beads from her mother's necklace on the streets when she was in trouble. Kind of similar to Hansel and Gretel leaving breadcrumbs. Next we come to Madeline's friend Pepito. Now, for those who don't know, Pepito is the son of the Spanish ambassador. When the show began, he started out as a bad hat, meaning that he caused all sorts of mischief until Madeline and her friends had to set him straight. Ever since then, Pepito and the girls have been great friends, and in this movie is no exception. What he does in this movie is practice the violin and try to stop the sun from waking up by preventing a rooster from doing his morning crow, and also helps the girls find Madeline. The funniest thing that he does is scare the girls and his cat with a shrunken head, and, of course, scare Mrs. Murphy with a mouse. Next we have Madeline's dog, Genevieve. Now, she's my favorite character in the show. Ever since she rescued Madeline from the river, she's been a really brave and loyal dog. And, to be honest, I think she's kind of cute. After Madeline had been taken on the metro, the girls used her sense of smell at each metro station to try to find her. Madeline's teacher, Miss Clavel, is voiced by Stephanie Louise Valance, whom I remember as Gladys from Totally Spies. Now, Miss Clavel is known to be wise, caring, loving, and motherly, especially towards Madeline. She usually teaches the girls various moral lessons to solve their daily conflicts for them, in order to gain better insights in reality. She can be seen teaching the girls science, math, literature, music, and art. Sometimes even physical education. In this movie, after Madeline had gone missing, she leaves the girls with Mrs. Murphy while she goes to the police in hopes of finding her. I also love the part when she tells Madeline and the girls that families come in all shapes and sizes. Next we come to the villain of the movie, Madame Lacroix, voiced by Lauren Bacall, whom I remember as the Witch of the Waste from Howl's Moving Castle. She is the owner of a lace factory who despises sunlight entering the factory because it's said to ruin the lace. She also despises happiness like laughter and smiles. She also abuses orphan girls and forces them to make lace in the dark as long as she wants them to. And she cuts off their hair to make lace out of them if they are slow or rebellious. Now, according to Fifi, Lacroix was once a cabaret dancer, but one night she was humiliated badly when her dress got torn and she fell off the stage. This, unfortunately, ended her fame, and she had no money, so she shaved off her head and sold her hair to make lace. Next we come to Uncle Horst, aka Henri, voiced by Jason Alexander. Known for being in such films like The Adventures of Rocky and Bullwinkle, Rodgers and Hammerstein's Cinderella from 1997, The Hunchback of Notre Dame movies, The Return of Jafar, 101 Dalmatians 2 Patch's London Adventures, and of course, Hallmark's A Christmas Carol from 2004. Now, Henri is a failed actor who works for LeCroc. He poses as Madeline's uncle and plans to take her to a finishing school in Vienna. But in reality, he kidnaps Madeline and takes her to his boss's lace shop. Later, LeCroc tells him to sell Madeline's belongings, but then later he gets caught by Miss Clavel and the police, and he's forced to show them where Madeline is. Another character I need to talk about is Madeline's new friend, Fifi. She's one of the girls who are trapped in LeCroc's lace-making business. She was sick due to all the coughing that she does throughout the film, and her hair was cut to make lace. When LeCroc's scheme is discovered, Madeline, Fifi, and the other girls are rescued. Madeline spends the reward money to build a school for Fifi and the girls to live in. After receiving treatment from Dr. Kahn, Fifi's coughing stops, and her hair is back to normal. And the narrator is voiced by Captain Von Trapp himself, Christopher Plummer. Need I say more? Now let's move on to my final words. Overall, Madeline Lost in Paris is a wonderful movie. Even though I haven't seen this movie as a kid, it still brought back warm memories from the TV series. The animation is spot on, the story is touching, the songs are sweet and fun, the characters are memorable, and the voice acting is spectacular. I recommend this movie to folks who are either fans of the show, or to folks who want to buy a film that their kids will love. So, with that said, I give this film the highest rating of 100%. And that's all there is. There isn't any more. So be sure to join me again for my next blog. Mustang Power. Oh, and to all my French viewers out there, adieu.